Part 8. Fantasy, I rely on my mobile phone to pretend to be the emperor. Author, beside Ermaran. Chapter 71. Ding dong, the ancient emperor you are following has released a new light and shadow. The ancient emperor, the journey of Luo Yingshan 2. Anyone who followed Suju received this message immediately, and everyone's eyes lit up. They waited for a day and finally got to watch the sequel. For a time, more than 50 million people who were paying attention to Suju entered the world and directly turned on the light and shadow. The light and shadow were played, and it happened to be the scene where the ancient emperor clasped the neck of the 5 poisons with one hand. This scene made everyone excited. In the past, they only speculated on the strength of the ancient emperor, but now they can finally witness it with their own eyes. Boom! Under everyone's gaze, the power in the palm of the ancient emperor exploded, and the Lord of 5 Poisons was crushed to death in the next second. Hiss! This scene made everyone who was watching the light and shadow take a breath. They still know many people about the 5 Poison Venerables, and they know that he is a powerful 9th grade Great Venerable, someone they need to look up to. But I never expected that a being as powerful as the Lord of 5 Poisons would be crushed to pieces without leaving any vitality at all. This ancient emperor is definitely a powerful one. Oh my god, crush the 9th grade Great Venerable with bare hands. No one except Tian Venerable can do it, right? Senior Huanggu is indeed a strong master of heaven, and Venerable 5 Poisons is too miserable. After practicing for so many years, he can't even block Senior Huanggu's move. For a time, everyone completely believed that the ancient emperor was the Lord Tian. Even those who had doubts in the past could no longer question it. After all, they don't have the ability to crush a 9th grade Great Venerable statue with their bare hands. This Lord of 5 Poisons can be used as flower fertilizer. In the light and shadow, the voice of the ancient emperor sounded again, and everyone saw that the blood mist transformed by the 5 poisons was integrated into the surrounding soil. It made the surrounding cherry blossoms more vivid. Gilialo. This scene made everyone swallowing his saliva. The dignified 9th grade Great Venerable finally fell to the point of being a flower. It is really unpredictable. At the same time, everyone has seen the methods of the ancient emperor. If he dares to make mistakes in front of the other party, he can only be a flower. Only the qualifications. The next scene is Lingu and others kneeling down to beg for mercy. If it were before, no one would believe that the 6 9th grade great sages would kneel on the ground like ants. But now, everyone is silent. No, they didn't feel that Lingu and others were embarrassed. After all, even they could only kneel down and beg for mercy when encountering a heavenly lord like Emperor Huanggu. After all, Lord 5 Poisons had just turned into flower fertilizer. Picture turning again, it was at the foot of Luying Mountain. 6 9th grade Great Venerables and hundreds of minor venerables were kneeling neatly at the foot of the mountain, not daring to make the slightest move. At this point, the video basically ended, but everyone was silent. Before today, it was hard for them to imagine that so many powerful men would kneel on the ground to apologize. But now it happened, just because of one person, the ancient emperor. No wonder the people we sent to investigate Luying Mountain did not come back alive. It turns out there are so many strong men kneeling at the foot of the mountain. I asked why I haven't seen Old Man Lu recently. I didn't expect him to be kneeling at the foot of Luying Mountain. Scenes like this are really rare, but we must not provoke the ancient emperor in the future. It would be too easy for such a powerful man to kill us. For a time, many powerful people in power also had ideas in their minds. At the same time, Suju's comment section also exploded. Senior Huanggu is so powerful. This is the first time I have seen a great venerable kneeling on the ground, and he has to kneel down for 3 days. How dare you go against Senior Huanggu? Isn't this seeking death? I have long said that Senior Huanggu is a heavenly lord, but some people don't believe it. Emperor Luying must be so lucky. Although he is only in the realm of the great emperor, Once this incident comes out, who will dare to provoke Emperor Luying from now on? In addition to these comments, the number of likes on the video also increased instantly. Just 5 minutes after the video was released, the number of likes exceeded 10 million, and the growth rate has not stopped. It seems that the advanced recommendation ticket comes into play. Suju smiled slightly. The effect of advanced recommendation votes cannot be seen from the number of likes on the video, but it can be seen from the increase in his fans. In just a short time, the number of new fans he added has reached as many as more than 1 million, and there will be more fans every second. If it continues to grow at this rate, Suju estimates that by the time the effect of the advanced recommendation ticket ends tomorrow, the number of his fans will probably exceed 100 million. By then, a lot of points will be credited to your account. Just waiting for tomorrow, hoping that the points will be enough to purchase the kill order. Suju thought and sat down cross-legged and began to practice and consolidate her realm. After the release of this short video, it also caused a huge sensation in the world, and the first ones were the big forces. General Pavilion. Sister, have you finished watching The Light and Shadow released by Senior Huang just now? Wu Fei looked at Wu Lingyuan with excitement and asked. He did not expect that in the second Light and Shadow, there would be a 9th grade Great Lord who fell. It was not in vain that he had been looking forward to it all day. After looking at it, I am afraid that this ancient emperor is really the heavenly lord. Wu Lingyuan took a deep breath and said. She had already seen the light and shadow of the ancient emperor just now, but she did not expect that the content of the light and shadow was so direct and cruel. Is this something that a person can do when she crushes the 9th grade Great Lord with her bare hands? She boasts that her strength can be ranked among the top 3 in the Dingtian world, but today she discovered that no matter how strong she is, she can't escape the pinch of the ancient emperor. Although the strength of the 5 poisons is not as good as hers, why? Is it a bit rash to say that he was also a 9th grade Great Venerable and died like this? She had learned about the ancient emperor from Wu Fei before and thought he was a liar. Even if the other party had just given her a general order as a reward, she would not. She completely believed that the other party was Lord Tian. But now, she didn't want to believe it anymore. After all, she couldn't crush a 9th grade lord and make hundreds of strong men kneel at the foot of the mountain. Sister, I just said that Senior Huanggu is a heavenly lord. You didn't believe it before, but you should believe it now. Wu Fei looked happy. If he didn't know better, he would have thought that he had crushed the 9th grade Great Venerable. Wu Lingyuan did not speak, and frowned in thought. Although there are legends about the heavenly lord in the Dingtian world, a heavenly lord has never really appeared. Now, a heavenly lord has been born. Does this mean that the Dingtian world will encounter great changes? But after thinking about it, she couldn't think of a reason, so she had no choice but to give up. She just hoped that she was overthinking. Within the Fire God sect. Where is my comment? What happened? Why is my comment missing? At this time, Zhao Yuxuan was still struggling with the disappearance of his comments. At this time, the Great Elder came to the other party with a look of horror. Fantasy, I rely on my mobile phone to pretend to be the Emperor. Author, Beside Ermaran. Chapter 72. Sect Master, just now, the ancient Emperor sent another message of light and shadow. The Great Elder came to Zhao Yuxuan and said. Zhao Yuxuan, who was still looking for his deleted comment in the comment area, was stunned. The ancient emperor posted another light and shadow? It's a good thing that he released the light and shadow. Why are you so afraid? Zhao Yuxuan asked with a frown, temporarily forgetting his deleted comments. Sect Master, this light and shadow is different from the previous one, you better see it yourself, the Great Elder said. This made Zhao Yuxuan even more confused. He hurriedly found the light and shadow that had just been released and watched it. Soon, Zhao Yuxuan also showed a shocked expression on his face. What happened? The 9th grade Great Venerable was crushed to death like this. Yes. Why is it like a joke? This. Soon the light and shadow playback was completed, and it was fixed on hundreds of venerables kneeling at the foot of Luying Mountain. Zhao Yuxuan opened his mouth slightly, unable to regain his consciousness for a long time. Although he had already guessed that Emperor Huang was a powerful Tianzun, he was still surprised when he actually confirmed it. Especially the method of confirmation, in which a 9th grade great venerable was crushed to death as the price, was what shocked him the most. He is also a 9th grade great venerable. He used to feel that in the great world of Dingtian, no one could do anything to him as long as he was not besieged. But now there is a person who can easily crush him, and his heart is full of complications. In particular, this ancient emperor was only a clone and could crush the 9th grade great venerable. If it were his true form, with one slap, would there be anything left in the fire god sect? No, great elder, even if the ancient emperor is a heavenly lord, he has no conflict of interest with us. What are we afraid of? Zhao Yuxuan asked with a frown. Now they are just more sure of the strength of the ancient emperor, but they don't have much interaction with the emperor, and they will not provoke him in the future. There is no need to be afraid at all. Sect Master, what I'm afraid of is the comment that suddenly disappeared, the great elder said. Zhao Yuxuan was stunned for a moment, and then a light flashed in his eyes. After living for so many years, he quickly understood what the great elder meant. Their comment had as many as 6 million likes, but now it has suddenly disappeared. He himself didn't believe that there was no reason for it. And the only one in the entire Dingtian world who could make their comments disappear, right? In addition to this comment was the key to the game between him and Suju, but now it suddenly disappeared. Doesn't this mean that Suju has some connection with this ancient emperor? Sect Master, I haven't thought about it carefully before, but now I think about it. Emperor Huang once said that there was a disciple under his sect who needed low-level training resources. Suju created the Dianzan gang also for training resources. If the great elder swallowed his saliva as he spoke. Although he did not finish speaking, he believed that Zhao Yuxuan understood what he meant. You mean, this Suju is very likely to be the direct disciple of the ancient emperor. Zhao Yuxuan took a deep breath. He had not connected the Suju with the ancient emperor before, but now that he thinks about it carefully, Suju can control the ranking of the likes list. With the strength of the ancient emperor, would he not know that? Since the other party knew, why didn't he stop it and instead allowed Suju's like gang to grow again? Zhao Yuxuan couldn't think of any other answer except that Suju was the other party's direct disciple. So that's it, no wonder we sent so many people and even issued a reward order but still couldn't find this Suju. He turned out to be the disciple of the ancient emperor. Thinking of this, Zhao Yuxuan couldn't help but tremble. If Emperor Huang knew that he had placed a reward on Suju, wouldn't their fire god sect quickly remove Suju's reward order and call back all the people sent to look for him? Zhao Yuxuan said hurriedly. Although he was just guessing, he didn't dare to bet. If he lost the bet, he would be the second person crushed by the ancient emperor. Don't worry, Sect Master, I'll do it right away. The great elder nodded and hurriedly walked outside. I hope Emperor Huang will not pursue this matter. After the great elder left, Zhao Yuxuan murmured. Originally, he wanted to send a private message to the ancient emperor to ask him why his comments disappeared. Fortunately, he did not do so. The comments were most likely deleted by the ancient emperor. If he had, if you really ask, you are courting death. If Suju knew Zhao Yuxuan's guess, he would probably be a little impressed. The other party actually guessed it almost exactly. In addition to General Pavilion and Fire God Sect, Shenlong Sect, and Shenyuan City, and other major forces issued an order one after another. That is to be more disciplined in the comment area of light and shadow in the future, so as not to anger Senior Huang and affect the entire sect. At the same time, the news of the appearance of a heavenly lord also it was spread in the Dingtian big world and the 3,000 small worlds. At first, some people didn't believe it, but after entering the 10,000 worlds and seeing the light and shadow of the ninth great venerable crushed with bare hands, everyone believed it. For a while the entire Dingtian world began to boil, and Suju's number of fans began to skyrocket, and the number of video likes also continued to rise. Until the next morning, when Suju opened his eyes again to check his video, there was also a hint of laughter in his eyes. Surprised. In just one night, the number of likes on his new short video has reached more than 1 billion, and the number of fans has also reached more than 1 billion. I didn't expect this short video to be so effective. Suju smiled slightly. He had only estimated it to reach 100 million before, but he didn't expect it to be 10 times higher now. He knew that although the advanced recommendation tickets played a key role, the most important thing was his previous fans. With these fans nowadays, the birth of Lord Tianzu will inevitably be spread to 10 people and hundreds of people, making it known to everyone. Coupled with the popularity of Tianzunzu, it is normal for him to have so many likes now. Ding dong, your celebrity status has been improved because your video has reached 1 billion likes. Red man, intermediate level, which can be upgraded later. You can draw a recommendation ticket for free every other month, and a refresh position will be permanently added to the exchange store. Just as he was thinking about it, the system's voice sounded, and Suju also felt happy. Unexpectedly, his title has also been upgraded, and a refresh location in the exchange store has been added. Doesn't this mean that he can redeem 4 items in the exchange store every 7 days in the future? Now that he has 100,000 points in hand, the killing order is already in his bag, and he has enough extra points to buy other items. Ding dong, since the exchange store has added a refresh location, the system has automatically refreshed items, please check it yourself. The sound of the system sounded again, and Suju did not hesitate to open the exchange store to check it out. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I rely on my mobile phone to pretend to be the emperor. Author, Beside Ermaran. Chapter 73. At this time, there were 2 items in the exchange shop, one of which was the killing order that Suju had not purchased yet, and the other one was just refreshed. Mysterious Treasure Box, a mysterious treasure box that requires the host to have 10 billion fans before it can be opened and costs 50,000 points. Looking at this newly refreshed thing, Suju frowned. The treasure box was black as a hole, with various strange patterns on it, and he couldn't see what its purpose was. There is actually a requirement to open this treasure box. Looking at the number of his fans, he found that it is only 1 billion now. There is still a long way to go before he can reach 10 billion. At least, it is impossible to reach 10 billion in a short time. Moreover, the points that need to be purchased are also very expensive for Suju. I was a little hesitant, but I actually wanted 50,000 points. What exactly is inside this treasure box? Suju hesitated for a long time, and finally gritted his teeth. I bought it. Although it is a bit more expensive, it is definitely expensive for a reason. In Suju's eyes, the kill order is already very perverted, and can be destroyed regardless of the enemy's realm. But such a perverted thing only requires 30,000 points, so the treasure box in front of him requires 50,000 points. Its value must far exceed that of the death order. Of course, Suju would not miss something more perverted than the death order, not to mention that he could afford it now that he had 100,000 points. Ding dong, the host spent 50,000 points and successfully purchased the mysterious treasure box. As the system beeped, Suju's points were only over 50,000, and there was a black treasure box in his hand. I hope you don't disappoint me. Suju murmured, then threw the treasure box into the treasure box, and looked at the killing order. Ding dong, the host spent 30,000 points and successfully purchased the killing order. The next second, a purple token appeared in Suju's hand. There were no extra inscriptions on the token. One side said kill and the other side said order. Although it looked very simple, Suju knew very well that he could use this killing order with just one movement of his mind. No matter what level of power the opponent was, he would definitely die. The 100,000 points I finally earned were spent on 80,000 in a moment. Putting away the kill order and looking at the more than 20,000 points he had left, Suju secretly shook his head. The speed of earning points can never keep up with the speed of spending them. Fortunately, he has a large fan base now. In the future, he will if he releases a new short video, his points will start at 100,000. The next time the redemption store is refreshed, he will not be too short of points. The most important thing now is how to increase the number of my fans. 10 billion fans are not easy to come by. Although it has been spread that his nickname is Tianzun, it will not spread throughout the entire Dingtian world in an instant. If you can still find something that is a little bit popular and make it into a short video, your followers will increase very quickly, Suju thought secretly. When he was on Earth, the fastest way for those short videos to become popular was to gain popularity. Unfortunately, he had just gained the popularity of a Tianzunzao and it was not easy to find another popularity in a short period of time. After thinking for a long time, Suju couldn't think of a way, so she simply gave up and switched to the trumpet and continued to sell likes. Time passed little by little, and soon, under Suju's operation, he directly decided to be on the likes ranking list. Person. But Suju was a little curious. This time he didn't see Zhao Yuxuan. Did this guy really give up? Suju frowned. Although he was a little unhappy with Zhao Yuxuan before, his anger subsided after he cheated him twice. On the contrary, he thought it was quite interesting to have him as an opponent, but now he doesn't participating in the competition for the rankings suddenly made him feel a little bored. Then Suju chose rewards for the top 3 in the rankings. This time, the short video likes rankings were also temporarily ended. Seeing that the matter was over, Suju was planning to practice. I didn't expect a message to be sent suddenly. Ding dong, Venerable Lu Yuan, the great elder of the Fire God sect, has sent you a message. Please check it carefully. The great elder of the Fire God sect? Isn't this Zhao Yuxuan's sect? Suju frowned and opened the message to check. She didn't know why the other party sent her a private message. Fellow Daoist Suju, I am Zhao Yuxuan, the leader of the Fire God section. Because you blocked me before, I can only send you a private message through the great elder's 10,000 realms. Seeing the first message, Suju also remembered that he had indeed blocked Zhao Yuxuan before. I am sending this message to you in the hope that you can forget the faults of others and forget our previous unpleasantness. Here are some cultivation resources, and I hope you can accept them. After reading the second message, Suju found that the other party had indeed given away a lot of training resources, and the grades were not low. But this made Suju even more confused. Why did this guy suddenly surrender to her? Sect Master Zhao was joking. You, the majestic sect master of the Fire God sect, why do you need to apologize to me, an ant? Didn't you also issue the highest reward order to reward me? Suju said. After sending the message, Zhao Yuxuan got a reply soon. Fellow Taoist Suju, this is all a misunderstanding. Your information was provided by internal staff of your Dianzan gang. I now know that I was wrong. I apologize to you for my previous rude remarks and ask for your forgiveness. Suju narrowed his eyes. He didn't expect that he was betrayed by the people in the group. If Zhao Yuxuan didn't tell him, he really wouldn't have known. I think so, there must be people in the group who are interested in the bounty, so they can provide clues. It's normal. After all, they are all a group of people surfing the internet, and no one knows anyone. But now that he knows it, Suju will certainly not let this hermaphrodite go, and dare to sell him. Doesn't he, the ancient emperor, have no face? Sect Master Zhao, I am very curious about why your attitude suddenly changed and you did not even participate in the likes list this time, Suju asked. Fellow Taoist Suju, my last comment was deleted. The only one who can delete the comment is Senior Huangwu. I have just had some conflicts with you recently. You should be the direct disciple of Senior Huangwu. My guess is right. Suju suddenly realized that it was the other party who guessed that he was the disciple of the ancient emperor. This guy was quite smart. He guessed it just from a deleted comment. Since Sect Master Zhao is so polite, I will accept the treasure. However, I hate people who eat things inside and out. Sect Master Zhao should understand what I mean, Sujudeo. Understood, fellow Taoist Suju, don't worry, I promise to handle this matter thoroughly. Suju nodded with satisfaction. Since Zhao Yuxuan guessed that he was the disciple of Emperor Huangwu, the other party would do his best to deal with the traitors, and there was no need for him to take action. Fantasy, I rely on my mobile phone to pretend to be the emperor. Author, Beside Ermaran. Chapter 74. Fire God Sect. Sect Master, has the conflict between Suju and us been resolved? The Great Elder looked at Zhao Yuxuan and asked. It's not clear yet, but there is some room for relief. Zhao Yuxuan said. After guessing that Suju was the disciple of the ancient emperor, Zhao Yuxuan watched the video of the emperor several times. But the more he watched, the more panicked Zhao Yuxuan became, especially when the emperor crushed the 5 poisons. It made him feel that he was the one who was crushed to death by the other party. It was precisely because of this that Zhao Yuxuan put down his posture and took the initiative to apologize to Suju. He did not ask for forgiveness from the other party, but just hoped that he would not become the next person to be crushed by the ancient emperor. The target. Although during the conversation, Suju did not say to let him go, but she also did not say that she would hold him tight. Instead, she asked him to deal with the traitor's affairs. This was a signal, a friendly signal. He also I don't want to be able to hug Suju's thigh and climb up to the ancient emperor, as long as I can save my life. Sect Master, what should we do now? The Great Elder asked. A cold light flashed in Zhao Yuxuan's eyes. You personally lead the team to destroy the Kingdom sect, Beiwa Valley, Juding sect, and the Blood Evil sect. It was the sect leaders of these 4 sects who provided him with information about Suju. Fortunately, the information was not much. If he really found Suju and killed him because of this information, he would have to bear the wrath of the ancient emperor. Since he has nothing to do with Suju and Huanggu emperor, he can only use these 4 sects to calm down the fire. Yes. The Great Elder nodded, turned around and walked outside. At this time, Suju had already entered the Shilling Tower, played with Xiaoling for a while, and began to think about something. Nowadays, the Light Gang is constantly expanding, but I need to practice. I only have time to take care of the group affairs every 7 days, so that I don't even know that I have been betrayed by someone in the group. Moreover, during the 7 days of training, if something popular happens within these 7 days, he will not be able to know it immediately. This will also cause him to miss many opportunities to gain popularity, and it will be more difficult to increase his followers. It seems that I need to find someone to help me take care of the affairs in the group. There are very few people he can trust now, and there is only one Chu Luying for the time being. However, Chu Luying is a powerful emperor. Once such a strong person cultivates, it can take anywhere from a few months to 100,000 years, and they are not suitable for managing the group. The most suitable candidate is of course the kind of person who has nothing to do every day, can help him pay attention to the dynamics of the world, and has a certain status in the group. However, the group is full of sect leaders, and daily affairs are also busy. He can't believe it. We can only wait and see if there is a suitable candidate later. Thinking about it, Suju closed her eyes. The skills were flowing in her heart and she entered the state of cultivation. But when Suju entered the cultivation state, something big happened in the general pavilion. In the main hall, Wu Lingyuan's eyes shone. Looking at the general's order in his hand. I didn't expect Senior Huanggu to have such a treasure. Once the general order comes out, who can compete with me in the general pavilion? Wu Lingyuan said. The moment she got the general order, she knew the effect of the general order. As long as it is activated, the strength of all the sergeants under her will be doubled, which can last for an hour. General Pavilion is good at group battles. Now that the strength will double, the overall strength will also increase several times. The most important thing is that this general order has no side effects at all. This is what shocked her the most. In the world of Dingtian, anyone who can temporarily increase the strength the treasures have more or less side effects, and some even use their own lives as bets. Unlike general orders, there are no side effects at all. Sister, although we spent a lot of cultivation resources to buy likes from Suju this time, compared to the rewards, we still made a lot of money, Wu Fei said with a smile. This is the second time he has been on the list. The last time he was on the list, he got Tianyuan Holy Lotus, which directly promoted him to a higher level. This time he got a treasure, the Kinkan Ghost Flag. Once this object is activated, it can resurrect corpses within a radius of 10,000 miles, with half the strength of the original body, and there is no upper limit on the corpses that can be controlled. This treasure is also most suitable for group combat, and Wu Fei has been in love with it since he got it. Wu Fei has been unable to put it down. Ling Yuan nodded. She originally just wanted to see if Emperor Huang was a liar. Unexpectedly, in the end, not only was he confirmed to be Lord Tian, but she also got the treasure. General, Major General, this is the treasure we will get at the end of this time. At this time, a middle-aged man wearing armor next to him took out a palm-sized iron plate and handed it to Wu Lingyuan. This man was Wu Yucheng, who was third on the list, and was Wu Lingyuan's retainer in the small world. He was given the surname Wu. The iron plate in his hand is also a reward obtained this time. It is called the Infinite Formation Disc. Once activated, it can form an infinite formation and launch indiscriminate attacks within a radius of 10 miles. Even the 9th grade great, even the Venerable can't resist it. However, it takes a lot of energy to activate this formation disc, and it is a one-time item, so its value is inferior to that of the general's order. Uncle Yu Chang, I'd better leave this formation plate with you. Go to the treasure house and get the spiritual stones needed to activate it. I have a hunch that something big is going to happen soon, Wu Lingyuan said. Event? General, even if something big happens, we should be able to deal with it calmly with the strength of our general pavilion, not to mention that we still have 3 treasures in hand, Wu Yucheng said. Da. Just as Wu Lingyuan was about to speak, the sound of hurried footsteps came in, and a sergeant hurriedly ran in. General, no, it's not good, the seal has cracks, and General Jokai and the others are almost unable to stop it, the sergeant said hurriedly. Oh. As soon as these words came out, Wu Lingyuan stood up instantly, and his face was filled with chills. Sure enough, something big was going to happen. After passing the order, everyone in the general pavilion entered a fighting state, and according to the previous layout, each guarded the sealed place, Wu Lingyuan said. Yes. Wu Yucheng nodded and hurriedly ran outside. Sister, is it sealed? Wu Fei frowned. Although he didn't know much about the seal, he also knew that once the seal was broken, the entire Dingtian world and the 3,000 small worlds would suffer disaster. Wu Fei obeys the order. The end will be here. Knowing that the crisis had come, Wu Fei also put away his playful smile. Immediately notify Lingtian Sect and Demon Emperor Palace, tell them that the seal is broken and provide support quickly. The general takes command. Wu Fei disappeared as soon as he finished speaking. Wu Lingyuan tightly held the general order in his hand. Could it be that Lord Tian was born because the seal was about to be broken? Fantasy, I rely on my mobile phone to pretend to be the emperor. Author, beside Ermaran. Chapter 75. Zhulang Ridge is formed by 9 mountains clustered together, like a 9-headed dragon entrenched here. At this time, above Zhulang Ridge, there were 100,000 figures in armor standing in the sky, and there was a huge basin below them. In the basin, there is a huge seal engraved with countless runes. However, at this time, some of the runes on the seal had darkened, cracks appeared on the seal, and streams of black energy leaked out from these cracks. Everyone, please hold on to me and wait until the general arrives. At the front, a man roared, the magic formula in his hand constantly changing, stabilizing the broken seal. This man is Jokai, one of the deputy generals of the General Pavilion, a powerful 8th grade great venerable. Laozhou, when will the general come? This time the monster was obviously well prepared, and its impact was so powerful that it is rare to see in 10,000 years. With the current situation, I'm afraid even if the general comes, it will be difficult for us to maintain the seal and resist the monsters inside. You can't give up. If this seal is broken, the entire Dingtian world will suffer. Even if you die, you can't let these monsters come out. Next to Jokai, there were several great sages and powerful men. Their veins were bulging at this time, and the spiritual power in their bodies was rushing toward the seal crazily. Seeing that the seal under their spiritual power not only did not heal, but actually expanded, Jokai gritted his teeth. No, I can't wait for the general, everyone performs a blood sacrifice. Laugh. After Jokai finished speaking, a wound suddenly appeared on his palm, and blood mixed with spiritual power poured into the seal again. He. At the same time, the 100,000 soldiers behind Jokai cut their palms without hesitation and began to maintain the seal with blood sacrifice. As time passed, the monsters on the other side of the seal seemed to be exhausted, and the intensity of their attacks on the seal was also decreasing. With the efforts of everyone, the seal began to be gradually repaired and finally completely repaired. Seeing that the seal was repaired, Jokai and others finally couldn't hold on any longer. They all screamed and fell to the ground with pale faces. It was finally repaired, but this time we used the blood sacrifice method. We can't recover until it takes 10 days and a half. I hope no more accidents will happen during this period, otherwise the entire Dingtian world will be in danger. General Jokai, how are you doing? At this time, Wu Lingyuan came to Zhulang Ridge with 100,000 soldiers. When he saw the people lying on the ground, he couldn't help but change his face. Ahem, General, don't worry, we have used the blood sacrifice method to repair the seal, and the monsters will not be able to break through it again in a short time. Jokai reluctantly showed a smile and said, "Thank you for your hard work, I will send you back to rest now." The seal suddenly changed this time. I am afraid that the monster has been planning for a long time. I have notified Lingtian Sect and Demon Emperor Palace to come to support Wu Lingyuan said. Jokai nodded. With Lingtian Sect and Demon Emperor Palace coming to support, the safety factor has also been improved. Buzz. Wu Lingyuan was about to send Jokai and others back to rest when the military order talisman on his body lit up. After activating the military order talisman, Wu Lingyuan turned pale and his eyes were full of disbelief when he learned the news. General, what happened? Jokai noticed something strange and asked hurriedly. Wu Lingyuan gritted his teeth, his eyes filled with coldness. The news just came that the seals of Beiming Mountain, Xian Swamp, Zishuang Mountains, and 5 Elements Canyon were blocked. Impact. What? Doesn't that mean that all the seals in the Dingtian world are being impacted? Hearing this, everyone at the scene was shocked. Jokai said in disbelief. There are a total of 12 seals in the Dingtian world, all of which are guarded by General Pavilion. This is why General Pavilion has such a seal. Because of many people. Now that all 12 seals have been attacked, once they fail to take care of one of them, it means that monsters will come out and harm the Dingtian world. Although they have many people in the general pavilion, they want to take full care of them. The 12 seals are still a bit difficult. It seems that this monster is really prepared. In the past, it only attacked one seal, but now 12 seals were attacked at the same time. How powerful is this monster? If the people from Lingtian sect and Demon Emperor Palace come quickly, they can stop them, but it will take at least one day for them to get here. How can we survive this day? For a moment, everyone at the scene became worried, but Wu Lingyuan was expressionless. Humph, you have to hold on even if you can't hold it. The original intention of establishing the general pavilion was to guard the seal. We have practiced for so many years, how can we not be able to stop it even for a day? Wu Lingyuan snorted coldly. Besides, she still has the general's order in her hand. If the seal is really unable to block it, at worst, they will have to fight. Under the effect of the general's order, it will not be difficult to survive for a day. General, then go to other sealed places, we will take care of them here. Joe Kaideo. General Joe, but your injuries are. It doesn't matter, although we are old, there is still no problem in securing a seal. Wu Lingyuan hesitated for a moment, and could only nod in agreement. Now that all 12 seals have been attacked, although there are many people in the general pavilion, their strength is uneven, especially the lack of great masters. General Joe, please be careful. I'll go check out the other seals first. Wu Lingyuan said and flew to other places with his sergeants. Luying Mountain. It's strange how such strong energy fluctuations can be heard there. It seems like someone is maintaining the seal. Xianchu, who was kneeling on the ground, frowned and looked at a mountain range in the distance. That seems to be the Beiming mountain range. Isn't there a seal guarded by General Pavilion in this mountain range? Could it be that the seal is broken? It seems that something happened to the seal. Under the seal are extremely ferocious monsters. The strong men of Dingtian world spent all their energy to seal these monsters. If the seal is broken, won't the Dingtian world be over? What should we do now? Senior Huang ordered us to kneel here for 3 days. Now that the time has not come, we have no way to help. Lingu frowned, and finally looked at Luying Mountain. A spiritual thought came out, and soon Chu Luying's figure came to the foot of the mountain. Seniors, what's going on? Chu Luying looked at everyone and asked. Emperor Luying, the ancient seal is about to be broken. We hope to go and stabilize the seal, but Senior Huang's 3-day period has not yet arrived, so we hope you can talk to Senior Huang about this matter, Lingu said. Chu Luying looked in the direction of the Beiming Mountains. She had also heard about the ancient seal. Once it was broken, the entire Dingtian world would suffer. While hesitating, Chu Luying's eyes suddenly lit up. Could it be that Senior Huang, the reason why these people are allowed to kneel here is because they have long expected that the seal will be broken? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I rely on my mobile phone to pretend to be the emperor. Author, Beside Ermaran. Chapter 76. Seniors, Senior Huanggu asked you to stay here. I am afraid that he had expected that the ancient seal would be broken. Without further ado, seniors are requested to leave immediately, Chu Luying said. Hearing this, Lingu and others were slightly startled. It turns out that Emperor Huang deliberately arranged for them to be here. No wonder the other party only killed the 5 poisons, but left so many of their lives behind. Unexpectedly, Senior Huang had already made far-sighted plans. We were also short-sighted before. Yes, the Beiming mountain range is the largest of the 12 seals. It is difficult to block it with the strength of the general pavilion, but it will be different if we are included. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and don't let Senior Huang's hard work go to waste. As everyone said this, the dissatisfaction they felt because the ancient emperor made them kneel here disappeared in an instant. The next second, everyone turned into a stream of light and flew towards the Beiming Mountains in the distance. Senior Huang really worked hard for our Dingtian world. Looking at the backs of everyone leaving, Chu Luying couldn't help but say. If Suju knew about it, I'm afraid he would laugh out loud. He had a deep intention of letting these guys kneel here just to help him neatly. Record short video. Beiming Mountains. Rumble. Streams of terrifying power burst out, and Wu Lingyuan was taking the lead with the 300,000 soldiers of the General Pavilion to suppress the seal below. Click click click. Although there are many people in the General Pavilion, the seal of the Beiming mountain range is the main place where monsters attack. With the sound of shattering, there are more and more cracks on the seal. General, we are almost unable to stop us. There are probably dozens of great sages attacking on the other side of the seal. Given the current situation, it is already too late even to use blood sacrifice. Is this seal really going to be broken today? The demonic energy has seeped in. Many of our soldiers have been infected with the demonic energy and have lost their combat effectiveness. If this continues, we will all be buried here. After listening to the report from his subordinates, Wu Lingyuan gritted his teeth. It will still take one day before the people from Lingtian sect and Demon Emperor Palace come over. Could it be that they, General Pavilion, can't stop them for even one day? Click click click. At this time, there were more and more cracks on the seal, and the runes on it became dim, and it was about to be completely broken. Is this really the end? Wu Lingyuan gritted his teeth, his eyes full of unwillingness. General, I'm here to help you. Buzz buzz. At this moment, a whistle sounded, and hundreds of streams of light instantly came to the seal, grabbing the spells in their hands and moving towards the seal to suppress it. The seal suddenly gained great strength, and the broken cracks began to heal at a speed visible to the naked eye. Ho ho ho. The seal suddenly became stronger, causing the monster sealed inside to roar one after another, the sound full of anger and unwillingness. Get back here. Boom. Lingu and the others snorted, violent power erupted, and the seal erupted with thousands of rays of light. When the light dissipated, the seal returned to its previous appearance. Phew, it's finally okay. Seeing that the seal was restored again, everyone at the scene breathed a sigh of relief, while Wu Lingyuan looked at Lingu and others. Thank you for your help, otherwise the seal would be completely broken. Wu Lingyuan said. General, there is no need to be polite. Once the seal is broken, the Dingtian world will also suffer disaster. We are obliged to maintain the seal. Chu Xian smiled. Wu Lingyuan nodded, but soon frowned. Everyone, shouldn't you? If she remembered correctly, these people in front of her should still be kneeling in Luying Mountain. Why did they suddenly run over? Everyone naturally understood what Wu Lingyuan meant, but there was no trace of embarrassment on their faces. General, the reason why Senior Huang asked us to kneel down at Luying Mountain was not only to warn us, but the most important thing was that he anticipated that there would be changes in the seal here, otherwise we would not have come so quickly, Lingu said. Wu Lingyuan showed a look of surprise. Unexpectedly, Senior Huang had discovered the change of the seal a long time ago. It turned out that he had other reasons for asking Lingu and others to kneel at Luying Mountain. Senior Huanggu is worthy of being a heavenly lord, and what he did was indeed beyond what we could have guessed, Wu Lingyuan said. General, let's not talk too much. The seal of the Beiming mountain range has changed, but other seals have also changed. Venerable Thunder Tiger asked. That's right, this time the monsters seem to be well prepared and actually attacked 12 seals together. Although I have notified Lingtian sect and Demon Emperor Palace, it still takes a day to reach them. That's right, Wu Lingyuan's face also became heavy. If there is a problem with any of the 12 seals, the entire Dingtian world will come to an end. In this case, the general should go to other sealed places quickly. With us guarding this place, there will definitely be no problems. Yes, I have informed the sect and asked them to quickly send people to help General Pavilion guard the seal. Wu Lingyuan nodded. There were 6 ninth-grade great venerables in front of him, as well as hundreds of minor venerables. Although the Beiming mountain range was the largest sealed place, it was enough to have so many strong men guarding it. Now that I've bothered you all, I'll go somewhere else. After Wu Lingyuan finished speaking, he took his 300,000 soldiers and flew towards the next sealing place. I don't know where Senior Huanggu has gone. If he was here, we wouldn't have to be so nervous. After Wu Lingyuan and others left, Venerable Liu said, Senior Huanggu is something we can't guess. Since he arranged for us to guard this place, we just have to obey the arrangement. Yes, the monster has been sealed for hundreds of thousands of years, and this is the first time there has been such a big change. Even if Senior Huang comes, he has no time to take care of the 12 seals. The key is to hold on to the seal here first. As they spoke, everyone sat down cross-legged around the seal and began to restore the spiritual power in their bodies. They must always ensure that they are in peak condition. Did you hear that? The ancient seals have changed, and the General Pavilion is guarding these seals at this time. I have long heard that our sect leader has just issued an order that all the powerful men who have reached the realm of the great emperor must rush to the sealed place to assist the General Pavilion in guarding it. Back then, monsters invaded our world of Dingtian, and countless strong men fell. Now they have regained some strength. Unexpectedly, these monsters are coming again. At the same time, news of the changes in the ancient seal also spread throughout the Dingtian world. Countless sects began to send strong men to the 12 sealed places to help guard them. Until the next day, although there were frequent movements in the 12 seals, they were all successfully suppressed. Report to the general that people from Lingtian sect and Demon Emperor Palace are here. In the main hall of the General Pavilion, Deputy General Wu Yuqian looked at Wu Lingyuan and said, Fantasy, I rely on my mobile phone to pretend to be the emperor. Author, Beside Ermaren. Chapter 77. General, how's the situation? At this time, a voice sounded, and 2 figures walked in from outside. The man on the left was wearing a blue robe and was handsome. He was Lin Weiyuan, the leader of the Lingtian sect. The man on the right had 2 horns on his head and was wearing a with golden armor and a cape fluttering in the wind, with a hint of pride on his face. He is the Demon Emperor Ao Tianmo of the Demon Emperor Palace, the leader of the Dragon Clan. Both of them are 9th grade great venerables, and they are only 1 step away from the Heavenly Lord. Far away. Moreover, Lingtian sect and Demon Emperor Palace are also the strongest in the Dingtian world. The total number of 9th grade great sages from the 2 factions has exceeded 100, and there are as many as 1,000 ordinary great sages, and powerful ones from other realms. There are countless. I have seen sect leader Lin and Demon Emperor, and there is currently no movement in the 12 seals, but according to my guess, the monsters are still looking for opportunities to break through the seals. Wu Lingyuan stepped forward and said. Seeing these 2 people coming, Wu Lingyuan also breathed a sigh of relief. With the strength of these 2 forces, there should be no more problems with the seal this time. This seal must be dealt with carefully. The seal that countless predecessors spent their efforts and blessings must not be broken. Yes, it is said that the monsters of Lord Tian escaped back alive. If the monsters of Lord Tian came over, the entire world of Dingtian would be devastated. These 12 seals are the passages created by monsters to lead to the Dingtian world. At that time, countless powerful people in the Dingtian world spent their energy to only bless the seals, but could not completely destroy the passages. Wu Lingyuan frowned. Heavenly Lord. They also have Heavenly Lord? You too, I wonder if you have heard about the ancient emperor recently, Wu Lingyuan asked. The ancient emperor? How can the realm of a mere great emperor reach our ears? Ao Tianmo said disdainfully. Lin Wuyuan also had an expressionless face. He had never heard of the Huanggu emperor. Wu Lingyuan was not surprised. Lingtian sect and Demon Emperor Palace are both in isolated places. Unless the Dingtian world encounters drastic changes, otherwise we would not bother to care about what is happening in the outside world. This ancient emperor is a powerful person, Wu Lingyuan said. What? Lord Tian? How is it possible? How can a powerful Tianzun appear in the great world of Dingtian? Yes, in the battle with the monsters, all the heavenly lords perished. Even if someone breaks through to the heavenly lords later, it is impossible for the two of us to not feel it at all. General, have you been deceived? How can the heavenly lord be so easy to break through? Once the heavenly lord breaks through, all the creatures in the Dingtian world will feel it. Hearing Wu Lingyuan's words, Lin Wuyuan and Ao Tianmo looked at each other with disbelief. They were the ones who survived the monster war and knew how difficult it was to break through to Lord Tian. You too, I know it's hard for you to believe this, but it is indeed true. If you don't believe it, you can enter the world. Boom. As Wu Lingyuan was talking, the ground suddenly shook and a sergeant ran in. General, no good, the seal has changed again. Hearing this, Wu Lingyuan's expression changed. Unexpectedly, in less than a day, the monster gathered strength to attack the seal again. We will talk about the matter of the ancient emperor later. For now, let's go to the sealed land to guard it. Lin Wuyuan frowned. Wu Lingyuan and Ao Tianmo nodded and flew outside. The next second, the General Pavilion, Lingtian Sect and Demon Emperor Palace issued orders one after another, and all the strong men went to stabilize the seal. In addition to these three forces, many sects also came to the sealed land and joined the battle. Something's wrong. The monster's power seems to have increased a lot this time. With so many of us, we can only maintain the seal. Could it be that the heavenly lord among the monsters also took action? They must not be allowed to come over. There are so many of us. Is it possible that we still can't secure a seal? Let me do it together. Hundreds of thousands of people worked together to secure the seals at the 12 sealed places, and as time went by, the number of people increased. But even so, it can only keep the seal from breaking. Everyone knows that this is a protracted battle, and as long as either party cannot hold on, it will lose. Suju didn't know that the world of Dingtian had undergone tremendous changes. At this time, he was practicing in the Shilling Pagoda. 7 days in the outside world and 700 days in the Shilling Pagoda, which is equivalent to 2 years. With sufficient training resources, Suju improved his level very quickly, and would break through a level every once in a while. Time passed little by little, and seeing that the 7 days were coming soon, the aura on Suju became more powerful. At this time, he has reached the 9th level Zifa realm, and the next step is the Lingtai realm. No matter what, we must break through today. Suju took a deep breath, and the spiritual power in his body gathered together and rushed towards the realm barrier. At the same time, the great world of Dingtian also experienced great changes again. Purple Frost Mountain Range. So many days have passed, and at this time there are already tens of millions of people maintaining formations on the mountain range. These monsters are too difficult to deal with. Even after so many days, they still haven't given up. If this continues, we won't be able to hold on anymore and we have to find a way. What can I do now? I can only hold on and see who can kill whom. Wu Lingyuan, Lin Wuyuan, and Ao Tianmo were also among them, but even the three of them were pale, sweat broke out on their foreheads, and the consumption was huge, and the others with low strength were even more unbearable. At this moment, a terrifying pressure suddenly appeared under the seal, and a wave of waves swept out directly from the seal. Boom! The next second, all the runes on the seal were broken, and everyone on site who was maintaining the seal was affected by the wave. Ah! For a moment, tens of millions of people screamed in horror, spitting out mouthfuls of blood and flying backwards, and blood rained down on the entire Zhishuang Mountains. What happened? Why does such a powerful force appear in the seal? Wu Lingyuan asked in disbelief with blood hanging from the corner of his mouth. This power, Tianzun, indeed Tianzun. Lin Wuyuan gritted his teeth. Is it really over? These monsters were so crazy that they actually asked a heavenly lord to break the seal through sacrifice. Ao Tianmo's face was cold. Lord Tian's strength is already strong. If he sacrifices himself again, his strength will increase several times. The seal has been in existence for a long time, and there is not much strength left. It all depends on so many of them. Maintain. Now if it is attacked by Lord Tian again, the seal may be broken. Let's do it together, we must not let the monsters rush out. Wu Lingyuan roared angrily and prepared to explode his strength again to maintain the seal. Boom! But the next second, there was another burst of power in the seal, and the seal that had been unable to hold on for a long time also shattered, revealing a huge bottomless black hole. Ha ha ha, after so many years, I am back again. Then a voice sounded, and everyone saw a figure flying out from under the black hole. Fantasy, I rely on my mobile phone to pretend to be the Emperor. Author, Beside Ermaran. Chapter 78. A soaring demonic energy swept out from the black hole. As the demonic energy slowly dissipated, everyone also saw a figure. This is a man, wearing a black robe, with two horns on his head, and a vertical eye between his eyebrows. He holds a silver spear in his hand, exuding strong energy fluctuations. 9th grade Great Venerable. Looking at this man, everyone present's expressions darkened. They didn't care about a 9th grade Great Venerable, but now that the seal is broken, it means that monsters will also sweep the entire Dingtian world. Everyone in the demon clan listens to the order and come out to me. Roar. At this time, the man roared loudly, and roars were heard in the black hole below. Swish swish swish. The next second, figures quickly flew out of the black hole. 100-meter-tall giant, demon soldiers riding two-winged nine-headed dragons, demon soldiers carrying long swords. Soon, the entire sky was occupied by the Dark Demon Clan, millions of them. Wu Lingyuan and others frowned, and weapons appeared in their hands, forming a confrontation with the Demon Clan. Ants, are you ready to tremble? At this time, the three-eyed demon in the sky looked at the people below with a joking expression and said, "Huh, just you? Back then, our seniors in Dingtian world were able to seal you, and we can do the same." Ao Tianmo snorted coldly. I didn't expect you demon clan to be so stupid as to sacrifice a heavenly lord just to send you trash here, Lin Wuyuan said. Although the demon clan seems to be powerful, there are tens of millions of them here. It is not difficult at all to destroy the demon clan in front of them. Hearing this, the three-eyed demon clan smiled instead of being angry. Ha ha ha, who told you that we are the only ones here? The three-eyed demon joked. Lin Wuyuan and others frowned. Is there something else that could happen? Sect Master, it's not good, the seal of the Beiming mountain range is also broken. Lord Demon Emperor, the seal of Red Flame Swamp is broken. General, the seal of 5 Elements Canyon has been broken, and the demons are coming to kill them. The next second, news came one after another, and Lin Wuyuan and others turned pale. 12 seals were all broken, and the demons launched a massive attack. Ha ha ha, do you still think we are stupid now? Everyone in the demon clan listens to the order and kill me. The three-eyed demon roared loudly, and the power in his body exploded, leading millions of demons under him to kill Wu Lingyuan and others. Sect Leader Lin, Demon Emperor, you go to support other places, my general pavilion is enough here. Wu Lingyuan snorted coldly, a spiritual light flashed in his hand, and a fiery red spear appeared in his hand. Everyone in the general pavilion obeys the order and welcomes the enemy. Kill. Everyone in the general pavilion roared angrily, bursting out with strength, and followed Wu Lingyuan to kill him. Rumble. For a time, countless spiritual lights flashed throughout the Zishuang Mountains, and powerful attacks were unleashed in all directions, causing the entire mountain range to be instantly razed to the ground. The entire world was trembling, as if it could not withstand such an intensity of battle. Lin Weiyuan and Ao Tianmo looked at each other, and without hesitation, they flew towards other battlefields with their men. In addition to the Zishuang Mountains, wars have also broken out in 11 other sealed places. The number of people participating in this battle has already exceeded 1 billion. Moreover, the number of combatants on both sides of Dingtian world and the demon clan continues to soar, making the battle even more intense. General, these demons are not weak in strength, and their demonic energy has the ability to erode our spiritual power. If this continues, there is no way we can stop them. The battle continued until the next day. Although the Dingtian Great World had the upper hand in terms of numbers, they were exhausted because they had spent so much energy on stabilizing the seal. Hearing what his subordinates said, Wu Lingyuan frowned. Now he wanted to. It is no longer possible to call for support, and it is probably similar in other places. There used to be more than 300,000 people from the general pavilion guarding this place. After a night of fierce fighting, now only more than 200,000 are left. As for other sects participating in the battle, the casualties were even more severe, with more than 10 million people now only more than 8 million. On the other hand, although the demons also suffered heavy casualties, they became more courageous as they fought, and demons kept pouring out of the black hole. The number of demons on both sides instead, it began to remain flat. No, if this continues, everyone will die here. Wu Lingyuan gritted his teeth, and a token appeared in his hand. It was the general's order. You can only use the general's order. Buzz. Thinking about it, Wu Lingyuan injected a burst of spiritual power into the general order, and a light burst out from the general order. Swish swish swish. The next second, countless spiritual lights flew out from the general order and fell on all the sergeants in the general pavilion. Rumble. The people in the general pavilion who were already exhausted, after being injected with this light, the aura on their bodies did not decrease but increased, as if they had endless power. What's this? When did our general's pavilion have such a treasure? It actually doubled my strength. That seemed to be the general order that Senior Huanggu had given to the general before. I didn't expect the effect to be so powerful. With my level of the 3rd level emperor, I could actually kill the demons of the 5th level emperor. Ha ha ha, kill them all, let the demons see the power of our general pavilion. Everyone in the general pavilion gained strength again and fought out again with their weapons, even more brave than before. Boom. Wu Lingyuan, who had also been promoted, swung his spear and directly drove away the three-eyed demon clan, his eyes filled with coldness. What happened? Why has your strength increased so much? The three-eyed demon was a little surprised. He and Wu Lingyuan fought for a day and a night. The two sides were about the same strength. No one could do anything to the other, but now they were easily repelled by the other side. Just suffer death. Wu Lingyuan snorted coldly, and after finishing his words, he attacked him with the spear in his hand again, but this time it was different from before. The three-eyed demon clan had no power to parry at all, and was retreating steadily. Senior Huanggu's treasure is really powerful. Wu Lingyuan thought secretly in her heart, but she did not dare to waste time. The general's order can only last for 1 hour. Within 1 hour, these demons must be repelled. Except for the Zishuang Mountains, Wu Lingyuan was temporarily stabilized through Suju's reward. With the situation under control, people from 11 other places also began to use the treasures rewarded by Suju. The easiest one should be the 5 Elements Canyon. That should be the Major General Wu Fei of the General Pavilion. I didn't expect that he had such powerful means and could block so many demons with one person. What he is holding seems to be the Kinkan ghost flag that was rewarded by the ancient predecessors. No wonder he can block so many demons with his level of a 6th grade Great Lord. Everyone's eyes were looking at a man in the distance. It was Wu Fei who was holding the Kinkan ghost flag. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I rely on my mobile phone to pretend to be the Emperor. Author, Beside Ermaran. Chapter 79. At this time, Wu Feipan was sitting on the ground, looking towards the canyon, where countless people were fighting. After knowing that there was something wrong with the seal, Wu Fei took the Kinkan ghost banner to various ancient battlefields in the Dingtian world. There are not many others in these battlefields, but there are many corpses, and these corpses were not weak when they were alive. Under the effect of Kinkan ghost banner, Wu Fei directly resurrected a billion corpses. Even if these living corpses were only half as strong as before, they were enough to resist the demons in front of him. It's a pity that the time is short, and I still have a few battlefields that I haven't visited yet. Wu Fei secretly thought it was a pity. Fortunately, these living corpses in front of him are enough for the time being. Moreover, after the demons die, they will be resurrected by his Kinkan ghost flag, constantly replenishing personnel for his human sea tactics. You all go to other places, I am enough here. Wu Fei turned to look at the people behind him and said. These people are of no use here. They might as well help other battlefields. Everyone hesitated for a moment, and finally nodded. From the beginning of the battle yesterday to now, they have been watching the whole show. There is absolutely no chance of entering the battlefield. General Lao is here, and I will go to other places soon. Wu Fei nodded, and soon everyone flew outside, but the people in the general pavilion were still here. Go help the general, I'm fine here, Wu Feidao. Major General, the general has said that we must protect you. A deputy general came forward and said. Wu Fei frowned, but in the end he did not refuse. He knew that these people were his sister's confidants, and it was impossible for them to leave. In the very center of the demon world, a huge black stone tower stands here. On top of the stone tower, there are 12 rays of light, which are the passages to the great world of Dingtian. Around the stone tower, there are a large number of demons gathered so densely that you can't see the edge at a glance. Reporting to the Lord, the seal is broken. Lord Cuba and others have led our demon warriors to rush to the great world of Dingtian, but so far, Lord Tian has not been seen. At this time, a demon with wings on his back came to the stone tower and knelt down and said. Oh, I see. A voice with a cold tone sounded. The demon with wings on his back did not dare to say anything and flew out again to inquire about the news. In the stone tower, there were 3 figures sitting opposite each other. All of them were Lord Tian. It's strange, now that the seal is broken, why is there no movement from the heavenly Lord in Dingtian world? An old man on the left asked with a frown. The human race has always been treacherous, so they must have set up an ambush, waiting for us to get out. The man in the middle snorted coldly. We can't wait any longer. If the heavenly master of Dingtian world sees that we don't go out and sets a seal again, then Bozar sacrifice will be in vain, a woman on the right said. The Cuba she spoke of was the Lord Tian who sacrificed himself to break the seal. It is true, but these 12 exits can no longer be used. Fortunately, the demon lord left a passage that even the people in the Dingtian world didn't know about. The old man said. Without further ado, let's set off now. As long as we go to the Dingtian world and activate the heavenly demon formation, we can collect the demon lord's remnant soul, and that person can't wait, the man said. The 3 of them looked at each other, nodded, and finally looked forward. In front of them, there were 12 huge coffins, 4 of which had been opened, and 8 more still closed. When the demon lord is resurrected, the remaining 8 demon generals can be awakened, and then the entire Dingtian world will tremble under our demon clan, the old man said with a flash of light in his eyes. When the demons invaded the Dingtian world, they failed in the end. The demon master died, and their 12 demon generals were also seriously injured and fell into a deep sleep, and they were also sealed in the demon world. Now when you wake up again, you must not let what happened back then happen again. Let's start. As the three of them spoke, their figures disappeared from the spot. When they reappeared, they were already outside the stone tower. Boom. The next second, the demonic energy on the three people exploded, and the power of Tianzun was fully revealed. Not, the Tongtian demonic array. Buzz. The three people kept pinching the spells in their hands, and the demonic energy in their bodies was directly injected into the magic tower in front of them, and a formation appeared in the sky. Roar. At the same time, countless demons below also released magic power to provide energy for the formation. Open. Boom. A full quarter of an hour passed, and the three of them roared in unison. A spatial fluctuation suddenly appeared in the sky above the magic tower, and a passage was slowly opened. Ha ha ha, it worked. Seeing that the passage was gradually opening, the three of them had smiles in their eyes. Back then, they and the Demon Lord opened up 13 passages to the Dingtian world, but the Demon Lord had the foresight to hide one of the passages. Just in case of emergency, even the strong men in the Dingtian world don't know. Now that they have opened the hidden passage, they can quietly enter the Dingtian world and look for the fragments of the Demon Lord's remnant soul. Of course, they don't know now there are no powerful Tianzun in the Dingtian world, otherwise they would not have opened the hidden passage, but rushed straight into the Dingtian world. While the demons were waiting for the passage to be opened and stabilized, Suju the realm of Boom. Then his body trembled, and the aura on Suju's body suddenly surged, successfully breaking through to the Lingtai realm. Finally a breakthrough. Suju opened his eyes with a smile in his eyes. In total, he has only been practicing for 2 months, and he has already cultivated from a mortal to the realm of the spiritual platform. In addition to his own good talent, the most important thing is that he has enough resources. Timely help from the spiritual tower. Master, you are awake. Xiao Ling's figure appeared, jumped directly into Suju's arms and started acting like a baby. Xiao Ling, how many days has it been outside? Suju pinched the other person's nose and asked with a smile. Report to the owner that 7 days have passed. 7 days? Suju nodded. Another 7 days have passed. Doesn't this mean that his exchange shop has been refreshed again? Ding dong, the exchange store has been refreshed, please check it yourself. Ding dong, during this period of retreat, the host has gained a total of 34 million likes, and the remaining total points are 31,201. The system's voice sounded, but Suju frowned. What's going on? 7 days have passed since the outside world. How come his points have only increased by more than 30 million? He now has 1 billion fans. It should increase by at least 100 million likes. Let's take a look at what's in the exchange shop first. Suju shook her head and opened the exchange shop directly. Fantasy, I rely on my mobile phone to pretend to be the emperor. Author, Beside Ermaran. Chapter 80. The channel is fully open and we can proceed as planned. Looking at the opened passage in the sky, the old man said. The man nodded and looked at the demon warriors below. Everyone, listen to my orders and kill me in the great world of Dingtian. Kill kill kill. The demon clan roared one after another, and in the next second they turned into streams of light and flew towards the 12 passages. With so many people killed, the heavenly lord of the Dingtian world will definitely be unable to sit still. When the time comes that we enter the Dingtian world through the hidden passage, it will not be so easy to be discovered. The woman said with a smile. The old man and the man nodded. These demon warriors are all cannon fodder, just to delay the Lord Tian of Dingtian world and facilitate their actions. Come on, we can set off. After the man finished speaking, the three of them flew towards the uppermost passage. Dingtian World. What happened? Why are there so many more demons? There are too many people and we can't stop them. If this continues, we will all die here. More demons suddenly emerged from the 12 sealed places, causing earth-shaking changes to the originally peaceful battlefield. The strong men on the Dingtian world began to retreat steadily. The only place that is relatively safe is the Five Elements Canyon guarded by Wu Fei. It seems that these demons have launched a general attack, and maybe the Heavenly Lord will appear. Lin Weiyuan frowned as he looked at the sudden increase in the number of demons. Lord Tian? If there really is such a strong person, then aren't we doomed? Ao Tianmo's eyes were filled with surprise. They don't have a heavenly master here. By the way, General, didn't you say before that Emperor Huang was the Lord of Heaven? I wonder if he can be allowed to come and suppress these demons. Lin Weiyuan looked at Wu Lingyuan and asked. Wu Lingyuan looked hesitant. She was not familiar with Emperor Huang. How could he be summoned just by asking? You too, I am not familiar with Emperor Huang. I'm afraid. Wu Lingyuan was about to speak but stopped. Since this ancient emperor is a heavenly lord, he should already know what is happening here. He hasn't appeared yet. I think he is afraid. Ao Tianmo snorted coldly. Wu Lingyuan wanted to explain that she felt that the ancient emperor was not such a person, but the other party did not show up and could not say anything else. Except for the three of them who thought of the ancient emperor, others also thought of it. There are many people leaving private messages under the light and shadow of the ancient emperor. Senior Huang, the demons are attacking, please help me. Senior Huang, where are you? If this continues, we really can't stop you. Please take action quickly. As the only heavenly lord in the Dingtian world, now that the Dingtian world is being invaded, you do not take action. Are you worthy of being a heavenly lord? I didn't expect the Lord Tianzun I admire to be such a coward. I misjudged you before and unfollowed you. In addition to those who made normal comments, there were also those who cursed. They felt that Suju, as the only heavenly lord, should help. At this time, Suju had just opened the exchange store. Before he could check it, he heard the message from the system. Ding dong, Wu Lingyuan sent you a private message, please check it carefully. Ding dong, Zhang Yu sent you a private message, please check it carefully. Ding dong, Zhou Yu sent you a private message, please check it carefully. In an instant, the number of private messages instantly reached 999 plus, which made Suju confused. What happened? Why are so many people sending me private messages? Suju frowned. Before she could recover, the system's voice sounded again. Ding dong, Qian unfollowed you. Ding dong, Sun Peng unfollowed you. Ding dong, Li Yang unfollowed you. As soon as the news came out, Suju became even more confused. What are you doing? He didn't do anything, so why did so many people unfollow him? I looked at the number of my followers. In just a short period of time, 100 million people had unfollowed me, and they were still losing their followers all the time. In the end, what happened? Suju was not in the mood to look at the exchange shop anymore. He first opened the private messages and then looked at the comment section of the video. Soon Suju understood that it was the demons who were attacking. Everyone thought that he, as the Lord of Heaven, had failed. He didn't show up to save the world, so he unfollowed him. Some people even directly sent private messages to scold him. Damn, this moral kidnapping is too serious. The corner of Suju's mouth twitched. He had just finished practicing. He didn't know anything, but he was scolded a lot, and the number of fans dropped so much. At the same time, he also understood why he had gained so many points in the past 7 days. With so few likes, all the co-authors went to fight, and many people even died. I don't know how many of my fans have died. Suju frowned. If there were too many casualties among his fans, all his previous efforts would be in vain. We must find a way to win back people's hearts. Others think he is the heavenly lord, but he is just a monk who has just broken through to the Lingtai realm. Although he has a death order in his hand, there are so many demons, and he has only one death order, which is not enough. Rumble. Just as I was thinking about it, the ground suddenly began to shake, a powerful aura appeared, and the entire Taoist temple collapsed instantly. What happened? Suju was stunned and looked at the Taoist temple. Before, he found that this Taoist temple was very special, and the surrounding beasts did not dare to approach it. But now, the Taoist temple suddenly exploded, and a powerful aura appeared. Could it be that there is something powerful sealed here? Does it exist? Immediately afterwards, Suju hurriedly clicked on the recording function. No matter what happened, record the video first. The next second, Suju saw a huge cave appear, and the powerful aura came from this cave. Emanating from. Ha ha ha, it's finally out. Suju was wondering when a whistle suddenly sounded, and an old man appeared in the cave. This shocked Suju. Judging from the aura emanating from the other party, it was impossible for him to survive in the opponent's hands given his state. Buzz. Seeing that the old man was about to rush out of the cave, Suju was at a loss when a large number of runes appeared on the vegetable patch next to him. Suppress directly on the cave, forming a seal on the cave. Boom. Ah. At this moment, the old man happened to bump into the seal. As the screams rang out, the old man was directly knocked back by the seal. What happened? Does this vegetable patch have such a use? Suju was also a little surprised. He thought he was dead, but he didn't expect the humble vegetable field to show his power. Kendi, are you okay? At this time, two other figures appeared in the cave. They supported the old man and asked with a frown.